Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us today. I've got a wonderful talent here in the studio today in the way of Mildred. Mildred is a young lady who was introduced to me by Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios. She was a great talent when she walked through Pamela's doors, and now she's an even greater talent, having recently launched a new music video and working on a CD and composing original songs. And holy mackerel, and you're so young. And you've got all this accomplishment already. And welcome to the show, Mildred. Now that I've embarrassed you. I know you're shy. I'm going to embarrass you a little bit more here. When did you first start your interest in music? I mean,
oh gosh, it was a young age. Definitely in church it started there. And I was really young, probably about 4, that my parents were like, go up there and sing Amazing Grace. And so I did. And I kind of had to warm up to the whole music thing. I was always really, really shy. And it's been hard to grow out of that, but definitely it's helped with my original songs because it almost gives me a comfort knowing I know that song better than anybody else does.
Because it's yours.
Yeah. And so it's a lot easier to sing my original songs for sure.
It may have actually helped you overcome a little bit of shyness too, don't you think?
Yes.
You know, being able to get up there and perform in front of people. You know, and now I know you've got this music video that's out there called Juliet.
Yes.
Tell us about that song.
It is a song about a lost love, the one that got away. So a really old Romeo and Juliet tale, and it really takes Romeo and Juliet at a younger age, and then they grow up, and then you see they weren't Romeo and Juliet. It didn't turn out right. So that's kind of where it is. You
know, and in the original Shakespeare version of Romeo and Juliet, they were teenagers. They were like 14 years old. Anyway, so. You know, at a time, I guess, when people dropped dead when they were 35, 14 years. Was a young adult, I suppose. I don't know.
It's not exactly that story. It's a little it's not so somber, but.
But I know it's a lovely song, and I've heard you perform it before, and I wish you'd perform it for us again, if you don't mind.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, we've got to run off to the local weather, but on the other side of the weather, let's maybe hear Juliet, hear that song. And then maybe, if we wanted to hear some of your music, where could we find you? I know we can find you on YouTube, right?
Yes, definitely on YouTube. I have my own website, and you can find that website through Facebook. You just search Mildred. And a lot of other social media, Instagram, Twitter, Reverb Nation. I'm on there. It's either Mildred or Mildred Singer because I would have to have a last name. So Mildred Singer.
So just go out to Facebook, look for Mildred Singer, and we'll find all the links we need to listen to your music.
Yes.
Because I know I follow you on YouTube, and I see your videos as they pop up there.
Yes.
And I enjoy your music, and I can't wait till you come out with a CD.
Yes, I can't wait
actually,
either.
You know, listen to you in the car and all that stuff too.
For sure.
Well, good luck to you with all that. And on the other side of this break, I'm going to hold you to your word. You're going to do Juliet for us, and maybe another song or two. Who the heck knows? We'll see.
Okay.
We'll be right back after you're waking up with Don Weather with Mildred. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Mildred and Andrew as well. Now, Andrew, you're part of this team, aren't you?
Yes, yes. I'm actually Mildred's husband of almost 2 years in June. So.
All right. So you're not just the guitarist.
No, no. I play a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah,
roles,
you play a big role in Mildred's career, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Now, you guys are a musical family, but before Andrew, did you come from a musical family because you started singing and performing so young?
Yes. My dad's dad, my grandfather, he taught me how to play the guitar, and he passed down 3, I guess, heirlooms, you could say, of guitars. And it was my great-grandfather's, my grandfather's, and then he gave me one. So
holy mackerel.
3 generations.
Lots of guitars in the house, for sure.
Yeah. And that's a great legacy to pass on to your children. Some days you guys will.
Exactly. We'll be able to have a whole band, you know.
Yeah. You got your own,
exactly.
your own band going, your own orchestra.
Yes.
Now, we talked about Juliet. You had, you know, your unveiling of that music video at the Martin Theater recently.
Yes.
And it's just a lovely song. And I'm hoping you guys could perform it for us here today.
Yes, for sure.
Well, awesome. Take it away.
Cool, thanks.
Apologies are thrown on the floor while pen and paper don't match up.
Awesome. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with two lovely ladies, Casey Najar. Am I saying your name right?
Oh, sure.
Casey.
Najar.
Najar, okay. And Karen, right?
Right.
And Karen Arias. Two people who I know rather well. And we're going to talk a little bit about autism because you guys are, you know, I guess for lack of a better term, autism moms. I mean, Autism Awareness Month was in April. So we heard autism all the time, everywhere, throughout April. Now the dust is settled, and it's Autism Awareness Month for you guys every day, isn't it?
24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours.
24/7. Now, Casey, you know, you have a child with autism.
I do.
And how old is she?
She just turned 8. Well, just turned March. She turned 8.
And it's kind of unusual because normally, you know, autism strikes boys more than girls. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
We are rare. She's actually, I know of 2 other girls with autism personally in this town.
Yeah.
And especially her age, really no one her age.
Now, Karen and I, we have the typical, you know, classic autistic boy or boy with autism. And actually, we don't say autistic anymore. That's kind of politically incorrect. Now, I guess the term is a child with autism.
Yeah.
Or a person with autism.
Or in our case, it's a man with autism.
Well, he is. He's a young man. He's 19 years old now.
Turning 20.
I've seen, you know, firsthand every step of the way what Karen has done, and it's not typical parenting, is it, Karen?
No, because you have to remember sometimes, you know, it affects the whole family. If you have another child or more, it's not all about that one special needs child. You have to create a balance so there's no resentment in the family. You have to make modifications with your daily plans. You have to be prepared to go without sleep because many of our children do not sleep through the night.
So there's a lot of things that typical parents don't even factor into their equation. You're thinking, oh, you don't sleep through the night if it's a newborn, right, Casey?
That's
I mean,
right.
anybody who's
That's
had a
right.
baby in the house is like, oh, geez, when are you going to sleep through the night? With a child with autism, that could last for years, isn't that right?
That's right.
They may not ever outgrow it. Our son is going to be 20, and we call him Casper. He doesn't sleep through the night.
Casper, the friendly ghost.
We
Oh,
hear
it's
little
our house.
noises through the house. We know he's up, and he's okay. But you know, there's a lot of modifications that affect the whole family because you have to you have to pre-plan your life. When you're going out to restaurants, you have to know the little telltale signs when it's time to leave. If there's a behavior, you have to be prepared for onlookers to pass a judgment. A lot of times they cannot tell because our kids look normal.
Yeah.
They look very typical is really the proper.
Suffice it to say, it takes a lot of extra effort to parent a child with autism. We have to run off to a break, but on the other side of that, I want to look at the flip side, on the upside of that, because I know just from personal experience, you tap into deep wells of patience and talent you never thought you had.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're going to talk more about that on the other side of these messages. We'll be right back with Karen and Casey talking about autism. Welcome back to the show. I'm speaking with a couple of autism moms, Karen and Casey, who I know actually very well. Actually, Karen a little better than Casey. Actually, a lot more better.
I hope so.
Yeah, because we've been married, how long now?
Oh, gosh, almost 31 years.
Almost 31 years.
31, wow.
So you can imagine all
Wow.
that. And we were one of these parents who were, you know, we were this typical couple, and you can probably relate to this. It's like, someone's going to school, someone's, you know, got a new job. We waited and waited, and we kept off having kids for a while, and then we had 2 boys, and bing, bang, boom, and we thought we had the plan all set, and then along comes Vincent, and he's got autism.
And everything changes.
And everything changes.
Your whole world is turned upside down.
Yeah, and how's that changed your plans, your family life?
You become a lot more resilient. You know, and you guys know this firsthand, we never know what she's going to do, Elena will do.
How old is Elena now?
She's 8.
8.
She's 8.
Okay.
And so things have gotten a lot better, but we had a case where she ate a jalapeno in a restaurant and stood up and proceeded to throw up in the restaurant, little things like that. And you say for a typical
I'm
two-year-old.
laughing about it because we've been through similar situations where, Vincent will kick the party into high gear. At least he used to when he was little.
Yeah.
And we've had episodes with Vincent like that too, haven't we, Karen?
But you know what? Our son is turning 20. With time and exposure, I strongly believe you have to get our kids out. You have to get them out into the community. They have to learn how to adapt.
That's
and
right.
you have to be a consistent parent, because without the consistency, they don't remember, and they thrive on repetition. And you have to be prepared for onlookers who are going to criticize and be judgmental and perhaps say something.
You cannot care what other people think when you have a child with that type of handicap.
You really do have to learn to let go. And that's still hard for me sometimes.
And we only have a minute left. This is going to be the quickest interview in the world. But what advice would you give Karen and then Casey? Would you give a new mom who may have a child with autism? What advice would you give them?
Well, what I would say is, when you have a gut feeling something's not right about your child, trust that gut, go to your pediatrician, ask them to test it, and they'll do some kind of testing. And then just go from there. You have to find resources. You have to get very productive. You have to, all of a sudden, your whole body changes, your whole mind changes, because you go through anxiety,
so it's sort of like a full-time job looking for resources for your child. And Casey, what advice would you give?
My advice is that every child with autism has a voice, and a lot of them can't communicate as well as others maybe, but they all have a voice. They're all different. And please be patient with all of them and find a way to get that voice out. Find a way.
And I know I said before the break that you tap into these vast reserves of patience you thought you'd never had before.
So true.
I mean, forget, because I've seen it firsthand. I mean, there were times when, you thought you were on your last good nerve, and guess what? You come up with another good nerve, and another one, and another one, and another one.
That's true. And you become resilient. You really do.
You get very strong, and when it comes time to advocate and educate other people about what's happening, because so many people don't understand the disorder, all of a sudden you develop a passion for it out of necessity, and you may not even know how it evolved, but it does. And
then you want to help other kids like that.
Exactly.
So there's hope.
There's resources out there.
Probably the biggest message of all is that there's hope, that there's resources out there. I mean, you could do a quick Google search on autism. You can find a whole bunch of resources in the local area, within the state, within the city, that can help you get through this thing.
But there are other parents that you can reach out to who have been there and done that. When our son was diagnosed, it was only 4 in 10,000 back in 1996, and today the statistics are 1 in 68. So there are a lot more families going through this, and there are people you can contact, and they can put you in touch with resources. We have the CARD Center, we have Florida State University.
There's a lot out there.
We have speech therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, because this affects everyone. But it's always great to network with other parents. You find that you have 2 sets of friends. You have friends with children with autism that you could also relate to, and then you have friends who don't have autism that you could relate to.
Karen,
we need a mix.
We're going to have to let that be the last word, because we're so out of time. It's
Sorry.
not funny. Okay, back to the tune in for the Karen and Casey show some other time. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to the show. I'm here in the studio with Kristen Gramazio. We're keeping up with Kristen this weekend. And what is going on this weekend, Kristen? There's a lot of stuff happening.
Yes, there is. We have the Panama City Beach Music Festival going on. That'll be at Arnold High School this weekend, which will be great. There'll be orchestras, marching bands, all types of music.
Sounds like big fun.
Yes.
And lest we forget, this is like Mother's Day weekend.
Yes,
too.
big week. Don't forget
to don't forget your mom.
Yes, don't forget your mom. And if you're looking to find her something nice, you can head over to Margarita Madness over at Blue Heron Gift Shop.
Oh yeah, that's a nice little place. I've been in there a few times.
They'll have a featured artist there that has her jewelry. Great jewelry there. Get a margarita with your mom. Why not? That's on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, if you're looking to take her somewhere, you can head over to the barn behind Wicked Wheel for cruising on Mother's Day and get her some barbecue chicken and live music.
Take mom to the Wicked Wheel.
Yes. Or if she's not into that, you can take her to Prelude to a Kiss. That's still going on this weekend.
At the Kaleidoscope. And Kristen, I went to go see that.
Yes.
And what a great play, and a lot of great talent there.
Yeah.
We've had those people on the show, and let me tell you, the actors and actresses, I guess actresses are called actors now too.
Yeah.
It's kind of a gender neutral term
Of course,
nowadays.
yeah.
phenomenal talent and really entertaining. It was very intense, and the acting was just over the top good.
Yeah, I might have to head out. I didn't make it last weekend. I definitely want to see it.
And I know we talked about the Kaleidoscope before on the show, but I'm such a supporter, and I'm just so enthusiastic about it because it's just such a cool, intimate atmosphere, and that is the way I think, you know,
theater should be.
Theater should be.
It should be. I really enjoyed it from coming from the bigger city and coming here. I enjoy it so much more than just being in a large theater because you connect with them in a different way.
You do. And then afterwards, you can glad hand all the actors and get to meet them and talk to them and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And we've had Melissa and Jason, who are the two stars of that show, on the Don show here recently, and I got to talk with them again. So
awesome!
it was nice.
I'll definitely check it out and take your mom if you don't have something to do on Friday.
That's a perfect Mother's Day weekend.
Yes,
you know? Drinks, lunch, play.
Absolutely, and then if you still have some things that you want to do, go check out the farmers markets. It should be a good weekend. Also, the triathlon is going on this weekend, so also watch out for the bikes and runners, but you know, go and support them. Meet them at the finish line.
Yeah, that Gulf Coast Triathlon is a big thing here every year. There's a lot of volunteers out there helping out.
Yeah.
And I had a neighbor who used to participate in that every year, and he trains like a maniac, this guy.
It's hard
you'll see
training.
you see these people on the highways on their bicycles and stuff. You'll see them up 77, 79, on the, you know, even on 388. I see people on bicycles practicing for that all the time.
It's amazing. It's such endurance.
And the level of commitment it takes to do that.
Absolutely.
That's all I can do to get out of bed in the morning to come in here. But
I go around the block and I'm tired. And what are these guys doing?
I can't imagine riding a bike for miles and miles.
Yeah, seriously.
But
it's amazing.
But it is a spectacle, and yes, do be careful on the roads.
Yes,
out there, because
absolutely.
you don't want to have anybody get hurt. And Haney Voc has something going on too.
Yeah, they have a low country boil.
A low country boil.
Low country boil.
Like
go get some.
You've got native, haven't you?
Oh, I'm getting there. Trying to get rid of the Boston and take in some of the native
you're
accent.
taking in some of the South here, aren't you?
Yes.
So the low country boil to benefit Haney Voc, which is just great.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, go and support, you know, your community. Go check it out.
You know, technical education is so vastly underrated. You know, nowadays, like everybody's got to go to college or whatever, but you know, we need people with real skills who know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And
instead of computers doing everything.
Yeah. So get out to Haney this week and go to that low country boil and help support the school. So what are you going to do this Mother's Day? I'm
gonna Skype my mom since we're far, you know, near and far. We're all different places, but we'll make sure we get my mom entertained while she's back in Boston for Mother's Day.
Well, happy Mother's Day to your mom.
Yes.
And happy Mother's Day to my wife Karen, who is like the mother of the century.
Yes, and all the mothers out there.
And all the mothers out there have a happy Mother's Day. Kristen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely, good to be here.
All right, and we'll see you next time.